Hi guys, this is the Sounds of Pain World Current event. It has been a while. I didn't even upload some videos, and this is because I have classes, and sometimes it gets really busy. I cannot even do these videos and stuff. But due to the events that are going on right now, I couldn't even help. I decided just to talk about this. And we're in exam semester's almost over, but anyway, I want to talk about this. As you have seen, for over 2 to 3 years now, almost, Syria has been in crisis. Like they started, we thought it could be a revolution. It didn't happen, and it ended up being a civil war, and civil war since then until today. And you see, as time goes, different scenarios, it changes, it comes this and that. So I don't know how is it going to be, but right now you see, you have a free Syrian army, and you have Assad regime. Assad has tremendous amount of arms. They have bigger power because they've been armed by Russia, and also they've been armed by Iran. And remember that Iran is manufacturing its own arms, so nobody knows exactly what they do, and you don't know exactly what kind of power Assad has right now. So here's the thing: you have Syrian Free Army. They've been fighting all this time, but until today, they've never even made an advance. They took places, and the government come and take back. So it seems like they don't have really power. And the other thing, they might not be really organized. And what I see, I think other people, militias who are coming from outside, they really don't have they don't have like a good coordination, because it seems like there's a bunch of groups that are coming in, tries to help. I don't know if they have their own agenda on doing this, but you have different people who are fighting in different places, and I don't think if they're really communicate so well, because it would make it would have already made a difference. But since it did not make a difference until now, there's a question mark. Something is going on here. It seems like you have Free Syrian Army who are good people, and you have evil, and they all fight for one thing, but this other do evil thing, this other try to do. So it gets to the point where it's really not going to make a difference. And as you see, Assad has a power. So recently, Israel has announced that Syrian army have used has used its biological weapon to its own people. And this is not just a recent story. It has been there for 6, 7, 8 months. They've been talking about that because they knew already Syria has this biological weapon, and they have sold them. So they had to start talk about them since then. And the United States put its own red line, said, okay, if Syrian regime cross this red line, it's changed the calculation. That means we can take part on this and see if we could help Syrian people. But as you've seen, the death toll have been tremendously high. And this is not just because the regime only, also militias, and they're trying to make the government look bad in other side of the world. And also government doesn't want, it fights back. So they're all doing evil thing, because at the end of the time, who's dying? Women and children. And this is not acceptable. You see? Okay, the other thing that has came up is this one. After 2, 3 days ago, they've announced that it might be Syrian regime have used biological weapon to its people. Then United Nations began to investigate, and they went into Syria, and they had to do investigation and all other kinds of things. And what it turns out, it turned out to be that there's no there's no evidence that shows the regime have used those nuclear biological weapon to its people. Neither Syrian Free Army, but at the end they said there is other sources that have confirmed that this might have been used by the Syrian opposition. So this really changed the game, because right now United States has bet already, if the regime crossed this line, we're gonna do this. And what if rebels have crossed that line? Question mark. One thing to notice. And 2 days ago, Israel have bombed Syrian Syrian military complex. They said they were transferring these weapons to either Hezbollah in Lebanon. So they have targeted them for their own security. But remember, this is going to be the third time Israel is doing this. And as you know, we have that thing in the UN. We said, sovereign, you cannot violate the sovereign state right. So Israel has violated in a second time. So I don't know, I try to see this in different perspective. Okay, one, Israel has trying to protect themselves, but were they really in danger? I don't know that, but they were trying to protect themselves. But what does that to do with United Nations? It seems like they have, not it seems, they have violated the sovereign right of Syrian by crossing their border and bomb them inside. And what you see right now, they did not come out and say, okay, we did this, oh, this is what's going on, because also if they come out right now like that, the world will condemn, and he's already started condemning. And United States came out and say, okay, these people, they were trying to protect themselves. They might have been take that measure to to protect these arms to be transferred to Lebanon. But there's a lot of contradiction in this story. It seems like even countries, even countries in Arab countries, they don't know exactly what's going on. Israel has said they've bombed a convoy, but what you can hear in other sources, you will see they have bombed a military research facility. So it seems like this thing was stationary, and they bombed the same place for a second or third time. So this has a question mark. So other people think Israel is exploiting the turmoil in Syria. They're trying to take sides, so as if they could do that, they would help rebels in one way or another, because rebels were advancing, and right now they don't have more power, because you have Syrian army that is very powerful, and they know how to take their action. So if rebels cannot do their work, then they're failing, and Israel think Syrian government to still be in power is also a threat, because it's going to create a way of weapons from Iran direct to Lebanon. That's something. But what about Arab countries? What do they think of this? Okay, I've heard about Arab leagues. They've already condemned that. But can you imagine? I don't know. But this is the Sounds of Pain, World Current Events. I'm giving you latest thing. You just go in my video and like it, and also comment. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you see. You really need to experience. You really need to know what's going on in the world right now. This is the World Sound of Pain, World Current Event. I call this channel Sounds of Pain because of exactly what you hear is death everywhere, and children and women are the one who suffer. That's why I called my channel Sounds of Pain, World Current Events. You just go and thumb up. Thanks.